All right, hello. Welcome to day 5 in South Korea, the last of my time here in Gyeongju. Chilling here at a local cafe down the street from the Hanok I was staying at. Checked out at around 9:45 this morning. Buying some time before the rest of the day that I have planned right here. Outdoor patio. I'm in one of their pseudo cabanas effectively outside, and it's gorgeous. That's my view this morning, along with some nice oatmeal fruit and an iced latte, because God knows with everything that I've been eating on them, fiber would be well appreciated. But yeah, as is customary, it's time to recap what I did yesterday. I started off yesterday at the Bougie Cafe. I already talked about that. Ended up then taking a bus over to the Bulguksa Temple, I'd say around a 40-minute bus ride. The cool thing about the temple is that it was completed in the late 700s, along effectively built into the side of a mountain. It was definitely a busy it was definitely a busy time. It was both, I'd say 60% tour groups, both in Korean, English, Spanish, and I believe Japanese. 30% local school trips, and then the other 10% were people like me just individually going up there on their own accord via bus or taxi or however they got there. So came down from the temple, about a 15-minute, 20-minute walk from the temple to the cat cafe. Cute, very cute cafe. The owner had 3 cats and a kitten. Ran into some people from Boston, ironically enough. I guess one of them I went to Tufts, and then another had just graduated from Northeastern. So super cool to run into people from your own city halfway around the world effectively. And then after the cat cafe, we ended up taking a bus back into the town center of Gyeongju and ended up doing some shopping for the first time properly during the trip effectively. So explored the main strip of Huinnyeoul, which is effectively their main shopping street. Now, I already had the best food I've had in South Korea in Gyeongju yesterday, my first day here. And day 2 was probably just as good in terms of dinner and drink. Like Gyeongju is really, I did not expect my favorite meals to be in Gyeongju. But we went to a Korean barbecue place that specialized in Hanwoo meat. From the brief research I did, seems like Hanwoo cows are effectively in between Kobe beef and Wagyu. So super quality, super fatty, super delicious beef. What is it? 65,000 won, so $45 all in. And since there's no tax and tip, it's literally the number is all in. After that, I ended up going to a cocktail place that I was meaning to check out yesterday. Best cocktails I've probably ever had in my life, and maybe the best drinks I've ever had in my life. The bartenders were super nice, welcoming. They gave me a rundown of the place, Bar Boon, and how a lot of their liquors and mixers like tonic are house made. So he gave me a jar of their tonic water to look at. It had a bunch of different ingredients in it. There were like 4 different kinds of citrus, coriander, a medicinal herb in there, star anise, and I believe white wine was the base for it. And then he also showed me their house-made coffee liquor, which had a base of soju. So, yeah, that was the end of my night. 3.5 drinks in. I really wanted to get a 4th one. There were so many good things on that menu that I had wished I had gone on, Tuesday when I was supposed to, my first day here in Gyeongju. That's another thing too. I really appreciated being able to chill in the countryside of South Korea. Different perspective, different views than if you were in Seoul or Busan, than as I can imagine. But yeah, glad I spent 2 days here. Going to Busan now.
Oh my God!
We are here at the top of the mountain in front of Seokbulsa Temple. It is 5:58 on a Thursday, and I think I've taken the... this is probably the biggest L I've taken in all of my traveling. So much so that I'm not even going to plug in the mic. I'm just going to hope that the volume is fine. But this is what I'm talking about. You see that? That's a closed gate. I hiked all the way up here and I can't even enter. After a quick consult with Google, their hours are 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. every day. Don't know to what extent I believe that, but I guess I have to because it's 6 p.m. and it's closed right now. So probably should have looked into the hours before coming up here. Mea culpa. Here's the view from up top. At least it's a very nice view, but biggest L in all of my traveling, multiple years of traveling. This is definitely gonna sting the most. You know what? To make my pain less miserable, to make me feel like I got something out of this, I'm gonna talk to you guys. Talk to you guys about a few things that have been on my mind about my travel in Korea so far and sort of what I've noticed. I would love to get to know more about the financials and economies of scale that allow for what seems to be at least 3 cafes or coffee shops on every street, 2 or 3 restaurants every street. People say America is the land of consumption and capitalism. Well, I feel like South Korea is doing it better than we are. They just seem to have an endless amount of restaurants and coffee shops, and I just wonder how they all survive. That also brings me to my next point about coffee. Koreans that I've noticed really enjoy their coffee. And from the brief research I've done, they have a tendency to work longer hours or want to work for longer hours. They need the caffeine. So, next, convenience stores. I would love to know the financials behind this too, but most convenience stores here are open 24/7. And the hotel that I'm staying at here in Busan, there are 3 7-Elevens, literally 5 storefronts separated from each other. Like, if you look up the hotel I'm staying at, you will be able to find a 7-Eleven down the street. You turn the corner, and then there's 2 7-Elevens within 3 shops of each other. It's crazy. All right, transport. There's not a lot of street parking, I feel like, especially on main streets or main avenues. There's literally zero. Makes it much easier for drivers because they don't have to worry about, in the States, if you're driving down a big block or a big avenue, it's probably going to be jammed because of cars trying to park or cars double parking. You don't have that problem out here in South Korea. Cars and buses are able to effectively fly when they have the light because they don't have to worry about, oh, is that car pulling out or not? Or, oh, there's 3 cars double parked. Yeah, buses out here go. Like, once you get on a bus, you better grab onto a banister, grab onto something, a strap, or take your seat, or else you're going to be sent flying. Announcements are also in English in trains and buses, so that's made it very easy to navigate. That was basically the main activity for tonight. Wanted to keep it a simple night because I knew I was going to be traveling, checking into my hotel. We've got a lot more packed days lined up for the rest of our time here in Busan. Originally was going to try a fast food chicken place, but I might pivot away from that and actually find a place for Korean fried chicken and a nice cold beer because I'm hungry now. I am so hungry because this hike is kicking my butt. Not usually a hiker. All right, I don't like doing cardio. Good morning. Welcome to day 6 here in South Korea. Day 1, first full day in Busan, Seomyeon specifically, which is where my hotel is, effectively the center of Busan, where a lot of the days that I have planned coming up in Busan will be emanating from Seomyeon, either north, east, or southwest. So central location. Here's today's itinerary. We got a good itinerary today. We're gonna explore the Gamcheon and the Huinnyeoul cultural villages. Check out the Songdo cable car and suspension bridge, and then at night we're gonna end things off with our first KBO Korean basketball. Sorry, KBO or Korean baseball game. Super excited for that. Alright, we are here at the Songdo cable car and the sky trail right outside the cable car station. So it's a small little walk, small little loop that you can take outside of the cable car station, and the views are immaculate. I mean, here are the views from the end of the Songdo cloud slash sky trail. As you can see, you got the cable car over here going to the end of the peninsula over there. We got the town behind us of Songdo, the cable car, and the station that it is leaving it slash entering from. And then the bridge that takes you over to what I believe to be the Huinnyeoul cultural village in that area of Busan, which is also where we'll be headed next after this. So and bringing you the view from the Songdo Yonggung suspension bridge at the end of the Busan cable car. The Songdo. You can definitely feel it when people are stepping and stomping and bouncing. So, but here's the view from the bridge. Sky car, right there. And yeah. But yeah, it cost 1,000 won to enter the bridge, and this is actually a little interesting. Where for the bridge, it's the only attraction that I've done in Korea where they either only take cash or domestic slash Korean credit cards. They will not take foreign credit cards. So I actually ran into someone who was having difficulties with that because they didn't have cash and they only had an international credit card. So helped them out with the small bill, and hopefully they pay it forward. All right, welcome to the trek to the baseball stadium here in Busan. You can get a view of the crowd effectively. I'm just joining the crowd. From what I read, you're supposed to get here around 90 to 120 minutes early, 90 like an hour and a half, 2 hours early to get a ticket because you can only get a ticket with a local number effectively. So we'll see if we have any luck on this, but we're here at the Busan Sajik Baseball Stadium. Let me give you in terms of the ballpark. As you can see, we're very close to the field. I ended up coming to the ticketing kiosks. It was slim pickings by the time I got here, and it also didn't help that it is a Friday at 6:30 right now. So by the time I got to the kiosks, there were maybe, I would guesstimate, 50 to 60 tickets left in this stadium, and they were disappearing like a Ticketmaster concert drop. As I look around, you literally have people bringing in food from outside. They've got picnics going. You are encouraged to bring in food and drinks from the outside here. So it is complete opposite from baseball parks in the U.S. where they actively try to gouge you. Speaking of which, beer. I've got a beer right here. I've got another beer in my bag, both of which I got from the 7-Eleven store in the stadium. One beer was $2 US and the other beer was $3.50 US. So, well, my dinner, which is a lovely meal of fried chicken, cost me around $15 US. I pose a question to you: would you rather have a meal, $15 worth of fried chicken, or would you rather have 6 beers? The choice is yours. Top of the 6th now, the baseball game. Holy damn, the atmosphere is crazy. They celebrate every ball and strike as if it's a home run in a World Series game, and they celebrate every run scored like it's a home run. Like their own team went up 1 in Game 5 of the World Series. They know how to. They're going crazy. It also feels like I'm watching both a baseball game and a K-pop show. They have a group of 6 or 7 dancers who are in charge of doing dance routines and getting the crowd going with chants whenever the home team is up at bat. It's absurd. And the entire arena knows every song, knows every chant, knows every dance routine. It's crazy. Woo!